B here. I'll talk about it later.
Shots finally coming through, and a fatality is finally on board. It's FaZe who strikes first, but an immediate clapback from 100 Thieves. Ethan finds 2 kills with the Ghost and a nade perfectly placed to force them out from behind yellow, coming in from under tube. So they're just going to be playing this slow. There's the first shots coming out from the Sheriff long range. Somehow Steel's not necessarily connecting, but he's got them exactly where he wants them. That puts rawkus on the other side of the wall, unable to help out his teammate, and ultimately the round goes the way of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, sometimes you want to put that wall in behind you so you can fake out the sound and then play it close to think that there's nobody playing in 2. But now he's going to crunch from behind, and that's it. It doesn't work out, unfortunately.
You've got Corey, who's currently jiggling back from spawn, doesn't spot one out, and that's Nitro striking first. Hiko spots one, just sees the hip, and now has to be careful. Down to 65 HP, knows they're close. He's relying heavily on his teammate at distance. The SMG not working out so well. A slow orb's going to go down. There's a smoke coming in as well, but he's not sticking the spike. He swings wide. Zachareee will end up clutching the round out for FaZe, as they steal one away from 100 Thieves to keep things tied up at 1.
How Steel always plays that turret at the spawn side, and he's watching for any pushes towards mid. So you don't really have anybody playing towards belt. So FaZe recognizes that, and for 2 rounds in a row, they push forward for that.
That's a player you're going to have to watch out for, is Asuna. He's punished by babybay again in an aggressive position, but let's not forget, there's the Sage res. So there you go. That's a nice little advantage. That's going to cause a peek out coming in from the knives of babybay, who's found now 3 kills on the round. His target was brought back to life, resuscitated with the Sage CPR. But he's got no interest in allowing that player to survive any longer. Ethan has made it onto B. A nice little smoke to give him a bit of a one-way onto Corey. The knives are still out, though, as babybay is looking for the ace. Still has some smokes available. Goes for the swing! It's babybay with the ace! With that Sage play. Now, in that time, Steel has crept up slowly but surely onto Sage. Oh my gosh, never mind. Yep. babybay is feeling it right now. He's on a whole different level. And that's what allows that pick-off to happen. You hear the port coming out as well. This is just incredibly well read from FaZe. As 100 Thieves has their backs against the wall, they have to make a move at this point. A paranoia comes through, but they can't really gain much space off of it. rawkus is hiding currently inside of smoke. As it fades, Hiko will drop. Wow. babybay with another multi-kill round.
You're looking pretty good in the gun round right now for FaZe.
Oh my gosh, again, look at the aggression! Corey has charged up top. Dude. He's got a nade coming down. Now he's going to die, but that nade is going to do significant damage. And there's no Sage to bring them back to full health, as again, they lost Nitro early. FaZe is just full Wing right now against 100 Thieves. And it's working out way more frequently than maybe it should.
Yeah, this is where they're going to start winning like the ability game mid-round into the late lurks for 100 Thieves on the executions. Because as they keep dying, like 5 seconds in a round of how babybay and Corey have been so aggressive, it's going to come down to, okay, well, now we actually have to use utilities at the beginning of the round.
Case, you've still got babybay here. Here's the plant come through, knows that the nades are coming, tries to get vertical. Asuna cuts that play down quick. Nice shots onto babybay. You've still got Hiko in position. The numbers advantage has been turned around. That shock dart's going to fly a little bit further away, as it had a little bit too much juice on it. Recon dart going in to give away positions. Asuna drops off maze just in time. Satchel pack going inside that dart cover. Trying to get up onto the high ground. It's now down to rawkus. They know there's one up top, but there's just not much that can be done. B, and then they can just rely on the op, who's currently playing back A, to just play that high ground and pick them off. Now, Ethan does catch Corey getting a little overzealous. Not really a surprise. Ethan! Quick shots coming out. And that is a huge punish, especially as the wall breaks inside tube. So now that the blades are out yet again, swirling through the air, ready to find home and some fleshy targets. We'll see if he can make some space. First, it's the op to do it. Now goes for the swing. No dice. It will be 100 Thieves when they switch to the attacking side. Is how do they watch the back end? Like with a Cypher or Killjoy, even though Cypher's weak on this map, you have that capability. Flying into the site is Asuna, but there's that player, babybay, with the op on high. A kill comes in towards the end. It's going to be Ethan, and he has been really heating up.
Yep.
It's down to a 1-on-2. Spike is down on the site. Nice nade coming in. That'll force them to the backside of site. It's a big fat paranoia to lead them in as well. Now there's a smoke down that Zachareee charges through. And they're using the owl drone as well, but it doesn't clear back sight. It actually clears the other direction, and that's what allows this to happen. Ethan, even with the dart in his side as the drone turned back around, given that they're coming into this with a bonus, and there's a lot of money coming in FaZe.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's just steal in general, but we'll talk about that a bit because the execution's coming towards it.
Now that wall is a little bit awkward, but it doesn't seem to hurt them too much. There's a crack in it, and it looks like Asuna wants to sneak on the backside site. Almost tried to use it. Has to be careful as the shock darts come in. Counter shock darts coming out. Good damage being dealt to the player's maze. Steel opens up the LMG and starts spraying a hailstorm of bullets towards that direction. And they transition from full hold to retake, but Asuna looks like he wants to take matters into his own hands. The Sage Wall goes down, and actually, there's a gap. He can get behind this. I'm not sure if they knew that, but it doesn't matter anyway. That's pretty much the round falling apart. The last man standing is Steel, sitting back in spawn with the Ares. And Steel's realizing it's not quite worth it. Turret's going to go down. Maybe not. I guess technically Turret
it just
did
didn't go where he wanted to.
Yeah, it didn't go up like he needed it to.
Oh, but yeah, as we are actually on this topic of Steel and
damage dealt to their Sage, who's now stuck around the corner. Nitro has to go for this self-heal, and it won't even put him back at full HP, and as he swings, it's a double kill for Marv. Corey as well getting involved in the action, and that's basically the round over yet again. Hiko, the clutch god, what's he got for us? Shock darts coming out, but it's all up to him. The crosshair placement is poised, but Hiko flushed out by the nade. It's a 1v3, shock dart around the corner, but falling back to his original position. Has to be aware of the bullets that are pouring out through two. Goes for a recon dart, gets destroyed before a pulse can come out. The shots are already coming through the wall, right on the money.
Level, because the fragging ability that babybay, Corey, and everybody else actually currently has, they are okay to continue to play such a loose style.
Double op setup coming out from 100 Thieves, and oof, couldn't get the dash in time. The tailwind's a little bit late. So 2 picks for 100 Thieves, both off the back of the ops held by Steel and Nitro.
Good old babybay dash into a player, as I mentioned before.
Exactly. Ethan's still on site. He has been on one. Feeling it right now as the top performer for 100 Thieves. Has to watch his flank, though, as there's players on each side of Maze. Does have support from Asuna, who's in position to make sure that doesn't happen. That's the kill coming in from Asuna onto Zachareee. Last player standing as rawkus taking damage inside dark cover, looking to escape. Shock dart's almost right where it needs to be. Immortals is scary right now. Xed's been playing well as well. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but based on the way we've seen Immortals play more recently, that is kind of terrifying.
Yep.
Here we've got a fast play onto the A site that seems to be working out. It's paying off early at least. As you can see the pick come through, the ops not really working out so well. Marved again with a heroic performance as the Sage, trying to keep things more manageable, but no! Goes up on top of the wall to play an aggressive play, drops the spike, but it's all gonna fall onto Steel, who's now on the flank with an op. Not exactly an ideal weapon, and the first shot comes through, trying to stop the spike placement, and now they know where he's at.
He's got a full kit, though, right? Nanoswarm could maybe flush one player out. There you go. He's going to try to get rawkus out of the way. He can put the turret down. But babybay has the off angle.
That turret doesn't go wide enough to clear out that position. Wants to peek for it. Has the inkling that a player could be on high, but it doesn't matter.
Didn't see that early flash and dash. They're working off the owl drone, but it's going to be awesome that it pushes out towards the showers and catches Zachareee off guard, but did not notice that Marv was just around the corner at showers. Now being picked up, the spike has been planted, and Marv is going to try to come in towards that showers. Thing is, though, right now, for 100 Thieves, they have a double flank from the Cypher, which is going to be Steel, of course, and Ethan just from behind. Spike is now taken down as Marv is trying to play that pulse plant for the team. It all comes down to, once again, Hiko. If he could clutch this time a 3 versus 1 against 2 players that's been popping off, and that's Corey and also babybay from Hookah inside for FaZe. And they already flanked behind towards that spawn, so babybay is at the point. There's that first, but still gets the wide swing. Immediately gets traded out as they are pushing in for FaZe. But now 100 Thieves has the 1-minute advantage. Asuna waiting for this spike to plant. He's waiting for the push through the smoke. It's rawkus, gets punished for it. Only a 4-on-1 remaining with Zachareee. A self-flash, a first headshot with the Spectre, picks up the Vandal at 30 HP. but they are closing in on him. You have the shock darts, the peek from Hiko at heaven. A lot of utility being depleted for Steel, and the L drone also comes out. They don't have much left to try to hold this B side. So Steel's gonna have to body block, play that contact, but he gets pinged out. There's that showstopper, but under the window and also close towards Shed, they catch FaZe off guard, and 100 Thieves are now in the lead with 2 players or 2 players ahead rather. And rawkus jumps out a window, gets the kill onto Hiko.
He can be incredibly difficult to deal with. Ethan sees that fault line come through, decides to port out of the way. babybay, in the meantime, gets the punish, goes to move up further, somehow able to drop Ethan as well, who was backside of the APC. Sight's lost, and it's a massive advantage currently. You've got Steel on the lurk, but everything's falling apart. And it's the round win for FaZe. Ethan's position, the recon darts off the money. The explosion, though, is right there in his face, so he's dropped very low on HP. Has to be careful, needs some help. Flying into position is babybay, knows there's one still on site. The save comes in from Hiko to prevent the fatality. The rocket would have gotten a post-mortem, but it still is down to 1 here for FaZe. A 1v2 as the hat comes out. Not going to be able to react in time due to that hat getting tossed out. And it's now down to the one-on-one, and Hiko just goes for it. Full swing from the 31-year-old boomer.
Siri, for them to regain the lead in this half.
How did that boombot not give away his position?
Yeah.
That was really confusing. There's the ult from Marv, though, into the elbow. Nitro now has to deal with what's coming this direction. You can see the ult being popped by their Omen to send him back behind enemy lines, but you've got babybay now moving into position with the knives out, despite the fact that they had Marved in an advanced position. It doesn't really make too much of a difference as he was taken out quickly by the player still hanging out on site, and Nitro, who's still here, by the way.
Yeah.
Sitting back towards elbow. I love what babybay is trying to do. Dodging some recon darts as well. There's an ult coming out, the Rolling Thunder. As babybay tries to push into position, Asuna dodged the charges. The flashes are still coming out. And now it's down to 1. It's Nitro. The player who originally was playing B-side defense is somehow the last one alive on a B-side take.
He just needed that res to maybe help one of his teammates, but it was dead a little bit too far down towards 1B.
rawkus catches one on the backside of mid. Look at this setup right now. There's so many players trying to come in from hookah for 100 Thieves. As they start to make their way out, they don't really have the greatest of hardware, and that's going to allow them to line some up. Steal with the Bucky, though. Able to find 2 pumps. Ult used to get them some space. That might scare the members of 100 Thieves. Corey spots one up on the rafters over towards heaven. How does that work? Ethan just sticks around a little too long, but it's okay. Backup is here. Support has arrived, and now it's all up to Marv. Spikes down on the site, and that tiny, tiny little head. Damage, maybe even split apart the push for the moment. But that's allowed babybay to get into this position. Asuna, nice shots coming out. And there's the rocket pull. Oh no! babybay coming down out of the sky. Death from above. Heard that rocket pulled and updrafts immediately. Well played from babybay. Multiple kills on the round for the Jet here for FaZe. Again, it comes down to 1 player. This time it's going to be Nitro, who's stuck on the B site with an op, realizing there's more value to the weapon in hand. Nitro getting aggressive with the op, eats that fault line, has to be careful, barely escapes. And it looks like a fast play is going to be the name of the game, and Nitro doesn't stand a chance. The flash from Breach made it so difficult. Miss on the knives, though. Goes for the ankles. May have connected, but it doesn't do nearly enough damage. So Hiko is able to survive for the time being. There's the ult being popped from Hiko as well, and we've seen how successful he can be with this one. In the meantime, Marv has snuck out into the cubby and at least grabbed 1 kill, but look at the damage that's been dealt, largely due to that ult coming in from Hiko. Shock darts coming out long range as well, lands a little high. Recon dart right next to Steel gives away the position. It's relying heavily on Marv. So Marv is able to get back around from elbow and spot out Steel. They hear the owl drone. So it's all down to this. A 2-on-2 to close out the first half. You've got a player inside smoke, goes for the port away, and I love it. Shadow step to get out, and the port to get back to the A site. They're going to go for spike placement across the map. Well played from FaZe. The question is whether or not they'll survive for long enough, as you've already got a player coming up from short.
remaining.
Ethan gets there so fast and they're just not prepared for it. Now there's a smoke going down as well. rawkus is going to play inside it. Has to time this one perfectly. Does have a recon dart. Doesn't want to give away position. Ethan's got the read. Steel and Asuna, respectively. It's going to come down to these early duels. How successful are they? And that one works out pretty nicely for them as Ethan gets the execution, point-blank range, and now they're going to peel. So now you're going to see the fallback and go back through the portal to A, but the problem is they lost the players on A, so both players A, Steel and Asuna, who were supposed to pick up the kills, didn't, and now there's a fat paranoia coming into the showers. Everything is falling apart.
Yeah, the lurk was coming in for a steal, now there's no time. They're going to have to rush out and show themselves in. For head view, it seems as though it's going to be back in his hands. There you go. So he's watching it from a nice angle and lands that one onto Nitro.
And that's why that matters. Whether or not we were going to see that cross shot, now he has to be careful as there's players all over the place. He doesn't have tailwind, so he has to go back through to get away. He was spotted by the camera, has to remove the dart. Sight's been lost, and they're going to go for a spike placement. babybay has the knives out, though.
Oh my God.
Quick flick coming in from babybay. Wants to get another, and he does! babybay finds 4 of the last players on 29 HP, fault lined and rocketed. Ethan trying to survive, but can't again. babybay with the knife work. It's become the babybay show. You can see just how impactful babybay can be. Again, aggressive play. The portal play coming in from marved, backed by the paranoia.
Wow.
Asuna and Steel didn't stand a chance, and a port to get away as well.
Yeah,
incredibly
that's
well
amazing.
played.
That's amazing. TV towards spawn, that's just the most frustrating thing for 100 Thieves right now because they don't have an opportunity to trade. Now rawkus gets another kill here, and FaZe is looking great for series point.
Thieves.
One enemy remaining.
Struggling against this fast-paced played by FaZe in the last 2 maps. Ethan, again, the last player standing, Def and Psalm playing with that team. So what does 100 Thieves do? They try to go for a fast play towards A. The rocket's been pulled. It might actually work out here against this close target. No, it's actually babybay who was a little further away. Steel's now backside. Marv has to keep his head on a swivel. Takes damage from the back trying to check the other side. And it's a 2-on-3 numbers for 100 Thieves. They hear the player coming through from showers. Ethan's not going to miss that one. It's rawkus in a 1-on-3 to try and close out the series.
Such an important round to win here for 100 Thieves. I mean, it was such a low buy for 100 Thieves facing elimination. I think they had maximum like 2 ARs into that.
On target.
rawkus drops into sight, catches Hiko. And suddenly it becomes more manageable. He knows there's a player close. And oh no, not like this. He knows he's got a target right around the corner, but it's Ethan with the swing. Marv, I think he meant to fake that. He botched it. He accidentally poured it out short. Whoops. Mistakes happen. Okay. Nice flash. That allows them to get onto the site.
He can get a couple before he dies, and babybay watching spawn. So they've won so many rounds in a row that they're okay with this to lose a couple of guns, but they want to make it more expensive for 100 Thieves, knowing that they're going to be on a lower buy into the next if they could get a couple of kills here. Oh no. He did not expect that. That's one of those things where that radius of the spike, it barely touches the wall.
I think maybe they spotted it. It's possible, yeah. Now the dart goes into the portal.
No.
That's unfortunate. So Corey's able to dodge the damage, and now he's just going to hunker down and wait for the peek. Little does he know there's a player currently sitting on the other side. The shock dart will open up the doors. That's what allows the nade to go in. No! It's blocked. It's like mini golf, and the windmill just goes around at the perfect point. Shutting out his opportunity to get that nade. And now he's calling in for backup. He needs some help. Tries to boom bot out before his help arrives. And that'll be his demise. It's a fun little kind of turn of events over there on A-Long.
Yeah. Still becomes a
still in sight, though.
Yeah, it still becomes a 2v2 on either side of the maps as well. So with losing the healer at the beginning could make things difficult for 100 Thieves, but thankfully for them, how they capitalize on a 4-4, they're still at full HP, but the Rolling Thunder.
Now, they did get that ult orb, but what do they do with it? Hiko has the ult. Probably wants to use that for post plant. Now he has to use it on the push. realizing they need to get into the site. There's 12 seconds left. They still haven't secured a plant. Zachareee just wants to go for the swing, but it's actually babybay to drop him, and now the round is falling apart. It's gonna be FaZe who go through as the #1 seed coming out of Challengers 3 with a big win over 100 Thieves.